Welcome, everyone. Mme International is back. We have some international friends, some international amigos to talk about
Hello.
Amico. If you're concerned about hey, all my friends in the Amico community, if you're concerned about Tony being here, blame Ramblin'. No, I'm just
Yep.
kidding. No. You can blame me too. I shouldn't say that. I'm relatively unscathed so far. I don't know. Damn it! I'm jinxing myself. How's everyone doing, brothers? How is everyone doing today?
Happy to be
Hey,
here.
yeah, I'm happy to be here. I have a enlarged face due to steroid abuse, but apart from that, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rambo
wish
Man's
you
on
well,
that retro
Ramblin'.
bro diet.
Yeah. He DM'd me. He DM'd me.
Anthony, how are you doing, man?
I'm going good. I'm working from my new abode.
Yeah, we do want to give a shout
And
out to John. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we want to give a shout out
you're
to
right.
John
Go ahead.
because he is getting a lot of unnecessary bullshit thrown his way and uncool comments about you could send a link to Obsessive Compulsor if he wants to come on. Is that Gary or what's his name?
Yeah, that's Gary.
Yeah, you could send a link to
Oh,
him.
we
if
can't
you
have too many cult members on.
want. I don't care anymore. I don't like what's happening to John. And it's very uncool. And John is very charismatic. I want to say Amico After Dark was one of the best content on the pro side for any Amico content. I think we can all agree that. And he is the reason I got the on the pro side, Ramblin', on the pro side.
Okay.
And he is the reason that I got to play the Miko. He invited everyone into his house without question, maybe to his detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his family are legit, and I believe he had good intentions. And he's one of my best friends on here. You all are my friends. Well, Tony, we're still figuring it out. Me and Tony will always be figuring it out, I think. But very uncool. It's not cool to suggest anything about his intentions with his family, and his quality of streaming is legit. And I can consistently say the only thing wrong with Retro Bros channel is he has to stop deleting shit and just do streams and do content. His car videos are fire. I say just do Retro After Dark, and I'll be there, brother. I'll be there to help you on your streams, and you have a lot to offer. So that's my shout out and my shilling to. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Ramblin'. This is your show. I hope that's not too much. I hope that's not too much.
We'll break that down in a minute. Don't worry.
Okay.
No, I mean you and Tony are friends with John Retro Bro, so you know.
Yeah. But I think it's uncool how much heat he's getting right now. I really
do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
He doesn't help himself.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, no. I mean, I don't think he helps himself. I mean, I think he went into a couple of streams this week where I think he knew what the reaction would be. Okay. I mean, I knew what the reaction would be when he went into those streams because I get the same reaction when I go into those streams.
This might be part of like starting to speak your truth about the whole situation is like testing to see how when you really say what's really on your mind, if people are going to stand by you. It might be part of the process of getting out of this bullshit. I'm going to say what I feel and see who sticks by.
But hang on, I think Nick brought it up. Mm-hmm. He's got your phone numbers. He's got your email addresses. Why have that conversation? I mean, I've heard on your channel about movie news and what have you. People seem to be really out for just having this stuff on display, just airing it out in public when you could have that conversation behind closed doors. I think that's the conversation they should have had about that behind closed doors.
Well, they were ignoring him in the chat, I believe.
Sorry, we've got Simon Bates.
I'm going to be real. The other show only exists because of After Dark came first. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that shit. But they were all on After Dark first. It just became a parallel show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, Gary's here too. I think he knew what he was getting himself into. That's all I'd say.
Okay.
I will offer just a little pushback on Rambling Man.
Good. No, I'm just kidding.
So John pretty much knew the outcome of what was going to happen, right? But he still had hope that he could go in there, give some fair criticism, and that they would at least acknowledge him and hear him out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't going in there airing like private messages. He wasn't going in there like saying things that were out of pocket or personal attacks on people. He was questioning.
Oh no, I don't think
they were doing.
I don't think there were no personal attacks. Definitely not. I completely agree with that. There were no personal attacks. He didn't go in particularly hard. I agree with that. I just think if he went in with certain attitudes, he was going to get that attitude back. And to be fair, apart from one that I was really surprised about, the rest of them I pretty knew that was what was going to happen. But I agree. He hasn't said anything.
He hasn't got personal.
He hasn't got personal. People have got personal back to him, and those are the guys I always knew that would get personal back. I mean, if Tony, you were watching this, you knew who would get back to him and be personal, and those people have lived up to their reputation, where other people have not.
Yeah, but
what's up, fellas?
What's up, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
According to some people,
Geek Getaway crew.
Yeah, according to some people, Max. I've actually heard someone made a video claiming that the pro side has never attacked critics, has never said anything critical. Meanwhile, this person's channel has at least 5 videos attacking me personally. And he tried to dox me. But remember, he's going to go out and lie and say that no one's ever attacked anybody personally from the pro side. And it's only us critics.
Yeah, and I think the big problem here is John personally messaged me, and the big issue here is that he was friends with these guys, and the fact that he couldn't, he might have come a little hard on the criticism. I don't really see it that way. I think he was being fair with what he said. But when you kind of just devolve into like this, that we're going to start attacking and throwing your kids out there, and then not, standing by them when they were kind of so close with everything Amico related. So, that's kind of what he's hurt by. And I get it. It's not it really at the day. I think he knew it was coming. I think he expected it, but it's still coming from those guys that you kind of had a bond with over the Amico is kind of wrong.
But don't you think, Gary, it's quite difficult for people like that in that situation, because he went a hard 180 really quickly, very quickly.
I can't speak for him. Well, I can't speak for him, but I can speak for myself. I feel if I was double crossed, if I felt like I had been betrayed by a company that I really stuck up for, and he did, to his credit, stick up for Amico and in Intellivision quite a bit through a time where it was kind of looking a little dark and grim. So I mean, it's hard. It's hard because the problem is I never probably would have made that mistake personally. It's kind of hard to see it that way because we've been on the side of just being cautious the entire time.
Righteousness, Gary. You've been on the side of righteousness.
Can I say something real quick here? Again, I got to push back on Rambling Man because it wasn't a 180, right? It wasn't a 180. If you've been following this in any capacity, John has been on my show multiple times. He's made multiple criticisms,
and I've criticized you many times for being a bit soft on him. Long before the Pong Mafia got involved with being soft, I've not always agreed with you, and you've not always agreed with me. And I've said I always thought you were being soft with him personally, but I have followed it, and I know he's been in. I know he's been in and out. I know he's had doubts, and then but when he's come back, harder than so he was all in, and then he had his doubts, and then he went away, and then he deleted all his videos, and then he came back hard.
Okay, but what I was going to say was what we see sometimes is only part of the story, right? We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. I know because I've talked to John and we've had discussions. He's actually expressed these concerns and doubts in private to other people. People, these individuals, who they're acting shocked at the way John's behaved. Well, he's told them, he's prepared them, he's basically said, "Hey guys, what the hell's going on? Blah 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 about this, blah 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 about that," and they're now acting surprised, like these conversations never happened, like they were just imaginary. No, John has expressed doubts to them. They should have seen this coming. This is something that has been building up for months and months.
Yeah, I could confirm that. At least in my conversations, we consistently like, wow, this and that. It's very frustrating. It puts us in a weird place. Definitely. So less so me, because I have movie talk to talk about.
Let's just ask Anne. Anne is a observer in all of this. Okay.
I am an observer.
Right,
yes.
but you see it in a plan. You see it that people air their beefs with each other.
Yeah,
I mean, it's happening right now in your community, Max. Right?
I'm seeing a lot
people
of
airing their beef when they could be just talking to each other like normal
Well,
people.
wherever I go and there's conversation about Amico, like I am an observer, of course, but the conjecture about it, like a lot of arguing, like I see a lot of passion always from Saggy about the Amico, and like I try and follow like from what you guys say and how it's trending on Twitter or but like I just think it's a really sad situation because as someone mentioned, I think Sweet and Tender Hooligan, he said there are people's friendships on the line literally about the Amico and the differing thoughts on it.
That's true. They went personal, talking about his family situation, his intentions, and then also his quality of content, which is real bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's funny that you ended that on the quality of content. Like they talked about his family, which is bad, and they talked about his intentions, which ain't good. But the quality of his content is where Max is like,
no. They did everything. They just said, and his content was never that great to begin with.
Yeah, I understand.
And he doesn't get views. His channel was dead before he started covering Mika. I'm like, really, bros?
Right, but usually you end with the hardest point. Like that's like how normal. Like so. You increased the badness, so in the way you said it, it made it seem
it's like then why were you even friends with him if you thought his why were you always on all the Miko After Darks if you thought his quality was that bad and
probably because John had more subs than them and they were trying to ride John's coattails to get
so channels. I mean if you really thought that's some bullshit. Like that's like I never really liked you. That's like when someone breaks up with you or as a friend or like I never really even liked you that much. You're kind of a shitty person. That's kind of like this.
I was only dating you to get to your sister.
Right. That's the kind of thing it is. Yeah,
but you don't. I mean, exactly. I mean, there is no reason, but again, the person who brought it into it, somebody's just called him out as a what have you. He is a piece of whatever.
Getting personal is really just petty. Honestly. There's too much negativity.
Well, it's when you've got nothing. It's when you've got nothing to argue about, isn't it?
That's right.
There's nothing for you.
Right.
That's right.
That's when you go hard.
RJ's right. I found that I just think it's really sad how like something like a platform like the Amico is tearing apart, friendships and like you said, when they got nothing, that's when they revert to the personal attacks. And it's just like, come on, guys. The world's dark.
Well, hold on.
More of that.
Really quick, Mitty said he's asking Retro Bro about the threats that were made. And I did notice the same thing, and I didn't see anything that was in the chat while it was going on. I believe Rab was the one who brought it up about threats, and I don't exactly know what was being discussed, if there was something being discussed behind the scenes, but
no, I think he said Gary that he was prepared to go nuclear, i.e., release all the secrets.
Oh, okay, so he was making something out of nothing then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Because John said he's always got that. I mean, as far as I'm aware, John's been saying for 2-3 weeks he's got that option if he wants to take that option on. So he said that before,
right?
Well, I don't want it to be this whole thing about John, but I did think it was worth talking about. I will be honest. He all our interactions, he's been completely truthful to me every single time. So I believe everything he's saying about his conversations with everyone.
Yeah, and like Tony said, we've had him on the show. We've had discussions with him after we went off air, and he's been a straight shooter. I mean, he's had his position, And like I've said multiple times, I don't hate anybody who has, their position that they want a console release. That's not what we've always discussed on the Geek Getaway. We've always been pretty fair. We've just been more critical of those who don't want to talk about the current state that Intellivision was in, and that was our big problem with it the entire time.
Max,
we got a super chat here from Memes of Destruction, $4.99. Anything you say, I will hate on. Anything you say, you're totally wrong.
He's got a strong point. Can you just highlight that one underneath, Max?
Okay.
Right. Most of the people that are involved on the pro side have no idea about the television company from the 70s and 80s. They have no idea. If you strip away Chuck, you strip away Cyrus, they have got real affiliation with the original Intellivision. They remember it as children. They collect, they play. But so do me and Gary. I mean, me and Gary have got as many roots in that system as anybody else. But we could differentiate ourselves between what went on 30, 40 years ago and what's happening now. You have to. It's not the same company. And even if it was the same company, it doesn't mean to say they can't shit on people 30, 40 years down the line. So actually, I mean, you say, I think I've asked you yourself, Max, you didn't have any particular strong Intellivision vibes about the thing. That wasn't what it was for you.
No, I'm a Tommy Talarico fan.
Right, and you this is the thing, and I think Gen X said it in his last video. You still can be, but you still can vocalize that he's a bad CEO. He's bad at business, right? He's for you, he's a top guy. He's a great musician. He's contributed this, that, and the other. He's just a horrible, horrible CEO.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
and I listen.
Nobody's asking you to.
I'll be real. I don't think I'm most likely. I don't think I'll have a great conversation with him again in the future. I think it's me and him pretty much done. Unless he wants to, I'll be happy to talk to him. But
he was talking to John the other day.
Well, not in a good way.
You say not in a good way, but I
listen. If I ever get my Amico, I wanted to send the box away to get signed.
But let's be honest, isn't it? You've got to hold your hands up here again. And we talked about this 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's only because of John that Cyrus, who's probably been one of the biggest supporters, wrote a book about it, for goodness sake. Has written a book about the Intellivision remake. Not a very long book, I'll give you that, right? But he's written one. He's gone out of his way. He's been on videos. He's whatever you want to say about Cyrus. Some people like him. Some people hate him. But to make him wait for his $100 refund, right, is absolutely
Well, he has
shocking.
it back now.
Because somebody else had to get involved. Is that how people treat friends?
Well, hold on, real quick. I got to interject in this because Cyrus got his money back because Tommy made them give him his money back.
Exactly. Yeah. So Tommy's back. So Tommy obviously still has some kind of. He's still in the game. He's got to be. He's just phoned up Phil and said, "Give the guy his money back. This is stupid. Give the guy his money back."
Here's the problem I have with it is like a lot of people are looking at it like because Cyrus was like so involved with it and he wrote the book and he's been so vocal about it. It kind of makes me angry that like, well, Cyrus got his money back and some of these guys associated that have been sticking their necks out have gotten their money back, but there are probably still quite a few people who haven't got their money back that don't have a voice in all this.
I got my money back.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, people who don't have a voice in this are probably, there's probably still a few lingering around that don't have their money back. And it's just a situation all the way around.
It has to be a decent amount of people. Otherwise, they would just pay that money back, wouldn't they? Sorry, Ant, what are you going to say, mate?
No, you're right. I was just going to say, like, from everything I'm hearing, there's a lot of people who have been waiting for a long time now to get a single solitary cent back. And they may not get it.
Probably not.
Oh, they're taking their time, that's for damn sure.
Well, they're not doing go on, sorry, Gary.
I was just gonna say, I know there's like a few guys out there that keep claiming, and I know like Nick's one of these guys that say they're gonna go down with the ship, and $100 is $100. But I mean, yeah, it's not that much money, but if I've always had the position where it's like it's $100, but you could have that, $100, $200, you could have that poured into something else that you really want. Yeah, that's not a lot of money, but like
I hate that argument, Gary. I mean, especially now. I mean, 100 quid or $100, that fills my car up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like
no, you're not making the argument. You're not making the argument.
No, I mean, I don't have. Hey, I don't have much money either. Like I'm a pretty poor guy, but like, I mean, $100 is not. It's not life changing. It does. I do agree. Like, yeah, you could have your car filled up for that. My point that I'm making is I don't like the argument that like, if these guys sit around and say that it isn't anything. I mean, obviously it is, but to the point where the money could be going into something else that you really like you said, either your car you really want. I just don't like the argument that it. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like
I don't know.
About
you're agreeing with Rambly, man. You're saying their argument is bad. Their argument is bad. $100 is something. Here's my argument. Here's what I want to say. I always hear them say, "Well, I'm letting it ride," blah blah blah. But how do I know that, right? I know that we don't want to call into people's integrity into question, but how do I know that Nick actually still has $100 deposit? How do I know he didn't just say, "Hey, give me my money back," and then got a regular?
I'm sure he did. Pre-order. He's kept it. I have no doubt that.
Yeah, right. Me. So everybody's situation is different.
Right. But here's the thing, Max. Everything I do, everything I say gets questioned. 100%. Nothing I say is ever considered truthful by the pro side, right? But they can say things without any evidence, and we're just supposed to take them at their word.
Well, I think the worst take on this that I've heard, and I must admit I haven't seen everything. I mean, there was a time when I would watch 90% of the Amico videos, not anymore. Every single one of them has started off this week with "Let's go through those 6 paragraphs that have been sent out," and I'm bored after the first 5 minutes. But I honestly think, and everybody apart from probably Ant doesn't know, but I have a particular, hatred is probably too strong a word, but the worst take on this for the whole week has been somebody who went online and said, if it's between customers getting their $100 back or me getting my Founders Edition, I want my Founders Edition.
The Founders Edition. I brought this up. I don't care. He's right. He's right. I brought this up. What was it yesterday, Tony? Yeah, I had a really big problem with Mike. We actually rewound the footage because
it wasn't Mike. It wasn't Mike. It was a
Mike.
No. Mike did say it too. I think it was Mike and maybe DJC. It was either the Amico Forever, or I think it was the stream with Mike's stream. I had them rewind it, and they said that like, look, you can get your money back, but there are going to be guys that he said particularly, there are going to be guys out there who are not going to get their systems because you want your refund back. And yeah, I have a huge problem with this. First of all, it's none of their damn business if somebody wants their refund back. If that's what they want, and this is what ends up crippling the company, that's not the consumer's fault who pre-ordered and put their money on it. This is held over Intellivision's head for mismanaging this company, for not doing what they should have done. Maybe having one too many offices, having one too many employees. Maybe if they would have just focused a little bit more on getting this thing out, they would be farther along, But instead they were wasting money every chance they got. So
I'll be fair, I haven't even heard that bit from Mullis's stream. So I'm not even talking about Mullis. I'm talking about the king of the gazebo, the man who keeps threatening Tony and me.
Well, anybody who says that though,
the Atari creep. Yeah.
But anybody who says that though, that you're just an asshole. If you think I should have money in the game just to keep the company afloat, my Gary, pre-order money, that's terrible.
Video. There's no way you're going to have to rewind and listen to it. He came out and said, "Yeah, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but basically, screw you for your $100. I want my Founders Edition," and this has been the problem all along. The selfishness, the outright selfishness. I'm hearing them say, I hope I get one of these 25 units. Who gives a shit what you think? Nobody out there gives a shit what any of them think, right? Give it to just give it to I mean, what's this thing for? It's for families, right? Give it to people with families who are not invested in this anywhere along the line. So if they put a video out, nobody's going to say, "Oh, they're shilling."
Well, just so you guys know, I'm changing the title of the video. Intellivision Amico might come out, but at what cost? We're losing friendships, and is it worth it anymore? Yeah, I'm going to change the title.
I mean, but here's the thing, though: is getting 25 units really getting it out the door?
Of course not.
I don't believe so.
And what I listen. I don't want to throw heat personally at the pro Amico people, but if you get those consoles and no one else gets an update on their founders, oh my God, you think it's going to be smooth sailing for you when you get those and start doing pumping out videos and this is great? Oh my dear Lord. I want a console too, but that's going to be an absolute shit show if they don't give any updates on the actual mass manufacturing. If it's just if it seems like just a bunch of PR stuff for to get more investors or the investors they have. If it just seems overly glossy, oh my dear Lord, it's going to be another shit show. Well, basically this is probably happening. Let's be real. They can't do any more. What content can television do to keep relevant as relevant as they can? They can't do any more deep dives. They can't do any more official videos. So what can they do? They push it out to these YouTubers to do the content for them for free.
Max, yeah. What sort of reaction from the pro side would there be if these 25 consoles don't go out to any of them? If they go out to
if they only go to
here's the thing.
I don't think anyone in the right mind that's not in this group, like big YouTubers, would risk it.
Risk what? I mean, if they sent
risk the bad PR.
Like let's say they sent Mad Little Pixel, right? They said here's the console
He said he wants it when he could get in a store.
That was just a name. I'm just throwing a name out there. Okay, hypothetical. If they gave it to hypothetical YouTubers, said you can do whatever you want with it. Here it is, as long as you don't open it up and show the guts, right? Play the system. Show the system.
John Alvarado's already said there will be no teardown videos of the hardware. Right. He's already said that. There's never going to be. Not officially. So I guess if one of these people get a 25, one of the 25, that will be an official Intellivision product. So they will. They won't let them do that.
What I'm saying is, it would make no sense to give it to. Sorry. It's going to make no sense to give it to DJC or an Atari Creep or Mike Mullis.
They have to. Yeah. They have to at least get it to DJC.
No, even Max, it's not going to move the needle. It would make no sense. It would make no financial sense.
You have to get it into somebody who can really promote it and who has an audience behind them.
Listen, I don't know any details about.
Well, I understand it. That's why.
But there's got to be a reason that they still do Amico forever every week. I'm sorry. They know they're getting. I think he knows he's getting one. I'm sorry.
I think they were on list to get review units, but remember, Max, I was also on that list to get a review unit.
According to Tommy, said you were never on the list.
Tommy's not in charge of the PR, and the PR company. I can show you the email where the PR company says, "Yes, I've put you on the list for a review unit."
And to be fair, these guys have talked about on their on Amico Forever, and I believe they did say like on Mike's stream the other night that they don't want it. They want it to get into the hands of bigger YouTubers, and maybe that's because they know something. I don't know. That's just a hypothetical, It's just me taking a guess at it. But to be fair and give them credit, they did say they'd rather see these go out into big influencers' hands. So.
Yeah, but who's Metal Jesus Rock? No one's going to give this good press.
Well, and that's it.
Hold on, Max. Yeah. Do you think it's a good product?
Not enough where it's not. I don't think it's good enough to where someone's
not good enough. Just is it a good product?
It's good for what it is.
Okay, so then anybody who reviews it is going to review it that way. They're going to look at it, say, "Hey, it's good for what it is," right? Even if that's the best praise you could muster, it's good for what it is. That's still better on a Metal Jesus Rocks video.
I think there's going to be I think there's going to be a boycott from the video game review community to review this product. Honestly, besides the group from the pro side, because of what was done in their promotional videos.
I don't think so. Max, there's thousands of gaming YouTube channels out there. We always name like 6 or 7. but there's so many more out there that we don't.
And I think you guys are looking in the wrong direction too. I don't think these are going to go out to an MJR. These are going to go out to a more like the iJustine kind of crowd.
Yeah, like even that. See what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You can give it to like a more
someone like MJR is going to be honest. I think he's going to be honest though. If you looked at like what he did for Playdate, he was kind of so on Playdate. So I think if you give that to someone like MJR, he'll be honest about it. If you give this to someone like iJustine, I think she's going to be more relaxed on the opinion on it. And then like Tony said, like none of these are going to be cracked open. Yeah, they're going to be held
in the only one that I think they would still take it, honestly.
But I also think you're overestimating it, because if you look at the platform that they've all jumped to, they haven't jumped to Gary's Playdate, right? They've all jumped to the Evercade, okay?
Right. Yep.
Virtually all of them have jumped to the Evercade. Now, if they had an announcement video, was it last week? I think. Look in the chat.
Yeah.
Look in the chat. It is amazing. You've got all of the Pro Amico side in there. All going for it with Evercade, and Evercade are quite happy with it. They don't mind these people, they don't mind the OEB Pete's and the bacon ice cream production. They don't mind them promoting their products on their channel, etc., etc. So actually, I think we might overestimate the reach of our two communities in terms of, it'll get a lot of hate, but
press is press, right?
Press is press, exactly, Gary. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they have to do this because they can't even release any more content on their own without actually going to manufacturing.
Well, why don't they? Why don't they just release a video of the front end?
That's a good question, Rambling, and I have insight into the front end because I was told that it actually works 100%. That it is functional. It boots up as fast as an Xbox One, is what I'm told. That it works. You can play games. You can, launch titles.
Tony. But let's just take that out of the equation that you've heard from a source. Put it on a video.
Well, that my source was
make sure there's nothing hooked up to it, so we can't see a laptop anywhere. It's just that we can see the screen. We can see him touch the on button or whatever it takes to turn the thing on, and we see it load up. That would probably take the doubts away from a lot of people that it isn't releasable in its current form. At the moment, we've never seen it.
I agree. And my source actually said the same thing, Rambo. He says, my source was basically said, I have no idea why they don't do this because it does all this. And the only thing I could speculate is Tommy was always with his big promises of big YouTubers and maybe he's convinced the rest of the board or whoever is in charge of making that decision that, hey, we need a big YouTuber or somebody special to show this off. We can't show this off early because then we're not going to get that buzz. We're not going to get the hype. We need the big 10 million sub YouTuber to show off the console booting up.
And that would make sense because I think they've realized at this point that no matter what they put out, even if they do put the video out, right, people are still going to be, well, that's nice, but when is manufacturing going to start? When are we going to start seeing these?
Can we try, because I feel bad for Anthony, our pal Anthony doesn't know as much about this. Can you explain to him what your recent video is about the potential Chapter 11 and the reason and what could happen, a path forward where they can actually make it? Are you discuss that with your recent video?
Yeah, I could give you a TLDR.
Yeah, Anthony, this is what's happening. They may go into Chapter 11, but explain it to them that why they can't.
So basically, what I was told, and several other people were told the same thing, that they're headed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Chapter 11 is a type of bankruptcy that companies do in order to reorganize and go forward. It was started for a way for the railroads in order to declare bankruptcy, but not actually have to break down the railroads and destroy the economy because one company made bad decisions. So you do have to present a plan to go forward and why you should be allowed to do this instead of being liquidated. That hasn't happened, obviously. And the reason why, again, from my source, is that because Sudesh, who they have a $100 per console loan with that they have to pay back, he's also has equity in the company. So he would be on the decision-making board for the Chapter 11. My understanding is he's blocking it. He's saying, no, you guys aren't going to screw me out of my money. I want my money. We're not doing Chapter 11. Now, why this is bad for the company is because there are people waiting to invest into the company as soon as the debt is cleared. Like they're not going to give money in order just to give it to Sadesh, right? I'm not going to invest in television, and then television hands that money over to someone else, right? They want to invest with the knowledge, knowing that they can take that money and produce consoles. So they need Chapter 11 in order to get the money to produce the consoles, but they can't get Chapter 11 because the guy they owe money to is on the board, and he's telling them, "I want my money."
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, let's just examine why John has jumped. Well, one of the reasons why John has jumped the ship, and that's about them not giving refunds. Okay.
Yeah, he's a man of conviction. He said if it doesn't come out there, and if they lie, if this is not I remember I was on the stream when he said he took that to heart. You can always get your deposit back.
And I
stop being a reality. Yeah,
and I think Saggy's exactly the same. But she's not gone in as hard as John, but she's definitely said it on one of her streams. I was watching it the other day, where she said that I'm concerned. It's the first time I've been concerned because. But also put it in perspective because some people are thinking, well, you put your money in, it's a startup company, etc., etc. But let's be honest.
I do have an issue with the whole talking point of you take risk when you invest. Yes.
Yeah.
But if it's presented on false info, absolute lies.
Well, I have
an issue with that.
Let's talk about false info then, and I'm sure the guys
because I 100% believe that the investors were lied to get their investment.
Of course they were, but investors. Let's separate that from the pre-orders. The pre-orders.
Yeah.
Before they even went to the well, which they said they'd never ever go to. Remember. They'd never, ever go to sort of crowdfunding or what have you. They would never go there, right? You wouldn't have to invest or whatever until you got the product was out there and it was in your hands. But they have said continually, and those that stay on board, be it Rab, be it Nick, be it DJC, be it Mullis, they know for a fact that $100 deposit amount has always been said. I think it was said on John's last stream as well. You can get your money back at any point. They were told it was in escrow. They've all said it was in escrow. Even if it wasn't in escrow, any ethical business would ring fence that money, right? So you do not touch it. You certainly do not touch it to pay back loans at a generous interest rate that board members have loaned to the company. And that's where that money has gone. But what gets me about these people still cutting out videos is they know for a fact that was said by Tommy, that was said by Phil, that's been said by Nick Richards. When you want your money back, we will give you your money back. And now we're being told.
John look like a liar because he believed.
Of course,
yeah.
And now they're saying they're now saying when we get new investment, in air quotes, we will use that money to pay back refunds, and we will dedicate resources to give you that money back. But they said every step along the way that £100 was refundable and you would get it straight away. Yet they left one of their biggest supporters hanging for his £100 deposit. Absolutely disgraceful. Disgraceful. Anybody who still has any money in this company or has anything in this company, I'm sorry, Max, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should.
Well, my wife is anyway.
Yeah. That is horrible. We're not even going into the investors. We're just talking about people who pre-ordered they were so excited they pre-ordered a Founders Edition.
Yeah, the investing side of it, like Max said, you should know what you're getting into, the risk, and obviously the real.
No, I think that's thrown out the window in this situation.
Right, but the pre-order money is just the pre-order money is just that's investing side of it is one thing. The pre-order money being taken and it not being in escrow is just something entirely. It's a different beast.
Max, can I just give out a shout out because there is a pro Amico supporter that comes on here calling himself my number one fan. Panda sub. No. You come in the chat and said I'm Rambling's number one fan. We do have my number one fan, and it's the King of all Buttocks.
Okay.
Okay, he is my number one fan. So, how you doing, man?
All right.
He is the king.
He is the king of all buttocks. Yeah, we need to remember that.
Oh wait, I just got a message. I got to get out of here, or my review unit is in danger.
Yeah, well, I should think so. But yeah, let's we won't even go. I mean, the investor thing.
Sorry.
That's another.
I am not getting a review unit after this. Never was to begin with, though. I've never. I'll be honest with you. I've always been friends, but I've never been in the inner circle.
I'm telling you, Max, just take that money, put it into a play date. You'll get a play date next year.
I don't.
You can't take the money.
You can't.
Oh yeah,
Gary,
well,
Gary,
did you how did you pay, Max? Did you use PayPal?
Yeah.
Oh, you get his money back.
You'll get his money back.
He's got to go through PayPal. Yeah, dispute it with PayPal. You get your money back.
Max is going to go all the way.
What do you mean I'm going to go all the way?
You're gonna see it out until the that's what I've heard. You're basically going to see this out until the.
I mean, it would drive me nuts if somehow they actually eke out a console and I don't get it because I cancel.
I know.
Well,
I respect that because you're critical. Whereas
here's the thing, though, Max. Why not dispute it with PayPal, get your money back, and then put a pre-order in for $0?
He's got some of those.
He won't get
those too. I have about 6 pre-ordered.
Oh God!
I wonder.
Here's more than DJC.
Max. But here's the thing. I wonder if anybody
was doing an investigation to see a week later if the $0 pre-order the numbers went up because they give you order number. There's only like 100 more. There's no interest even for $0.
Yeah, of course not. I'm going to send you something, Max, if you want to show it on the screen in a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
No dick pics, Tony.
Yeah.
Here's me and my pal John in the basement. Yes, I was in the basement.
You were quite quiet, though. You were not taking the spotlight.
Where are you sending it to me?
Oh, no, Panda Sub.
Panda Sub is here.
Yeah.
Hey, Max, how many Founders Editions do you have?
I had a VIP.
Oh, you didn't have a Founders?
And then I'm like, well, when there's someone that cancels the Founders, get me in there. And they did. And then they said, oh, do you want to cancel your VIP? And I said, no, keep it just in case. I can always cancel. I can always get my $100 back.
So you got 2, but those were only 100, right? You only got 100 on each.
And I did have the GameStop purple, Galaxy purple. Where
show that screen, Max?
I'm looking on Twitter. Oh, I was looking on Twitter. Okay.
Now tell me I was not on the list.
Thank you for reaching out for your interest in Intellivision, Amico. We've not received any word on review consoles from the team yet, but as soon as we do, I'll certainly let you know. I've added you to our list.
2020.
In 2020. Right?
Okay.
Tony, people are under the belief that you just keep photoshopping.
I'll be honest with you, even though you have a receipt there, that's a little like vague. Yes, we'll add you to the list, the PR type thing, but then Tommy would have came in and like, nope.
Tommy wasn't in charge of the PR, Max.
No, but if they actually got to a point to send them out,
if this is a real,
would have intervened.
The problem is if this is a real business, you don't intervene with that. Even your best haters could be your greatest supporters.
What do you think Tommy does? Tommy goes, hey, let me see all the review units in the list of who's going out. He just goes, hey, you guys sending out review units? Yeah, we got a list. Don't worry.
Listen,
PR company handles it.
I love Tom. I don't know if I love Tommy. I like Tommy, but let's not pretend that he's not as obsessed as you are about this. He is in every single aspect of this.
So where is he then?
He's keeping quiet.
Why?
I will say that
no. Let's not go down that. Let's not go down that route. Okay. I've already said in one of my videos. Okay, I empathize with what he's going through.
No. I don't empathize.
I wasn't going that way.
And I know there's other
things. I wasn't going that way, rambling.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that I heard that Tommy himself is under the weather.
Yeah.
I will agree though with Ramblin' Man. Like, how long is it before we can, I went through the death of my mother a few years back.
Well, that's why I said it's not about that anymore.
Right. It's not, and it shouldn't be, but it was brought up on the Amico Forever or Mike Mullis's stream that he's still going through that, and it's like, well, how long do we give him before?
Well, I think it's more than that. I think that's just the thing that they could say without going into his personal business, right? I think that's an easy thing for you to say, and then people are just supposed to stop digging deeper.
Right.
Because there is probably more going on. I'm trying to really tiptoe around this.
I get that, Tony. You probably know more than I do, but he's a president and an ex-CEO of a company that's falling on its ass big time. Okay?
Yeah.
I relate to Gary. I lost both my parents within 18 months. I still had a mortgage. I still had to put food on my table. I still had to feed my kids. Okay. I still had to go around I had to push myself. It wasn't easy, but I didn't employ 60 members of staff, and I wasn't paying them out of my money, and I hadn't created a company. Okay. And I hadn't taken money off people. This is everything that he did.
Okay,
and now
I agree with you, but here's the thing. Okay, you're all working under this assumption that Tommy has some sort of sway in the company, whereas it's probably
he got Cyrus's money back, Tony.
No, he got Cyrus's money back because he called Phil, and Phil's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that we missed it," and then he just gave him his money. He didn't order Phil to give him his money back. It wasn't like, "Hey, give Cyrus his money back." They're like, "Oh, yes, sir," and they all jumped to it. It was more of a, "Hey, Cyrus says he hasn't got his money back. What's going on?" And Phil's like, "Oh, I didn't realize Cyrus was asking."
And I'll agree. I'll agree with Tony. He probably doesn't have as much sway anymore in the company, but I do agree with Ramblin'.
They told him to shut up. Okay, that's
right. And I do agree with Ramblin' though. With as much yapping as he did on podcasts and interviews and within comment sections, I think part of it he does like that. We said this like a year ago. He needed to come out and apologize. He needed to come out, and maybe they
literally said, "Look, Tommy, if you say
you can't say anything
publicly,
right,
we will take you to court and we will rake you over."
It's good. It's a good possibility.
Yeah, I'm sure that's there.
And I'm also sure that there's some alt account somewhere where it's actually Tommy. Like, if you see some angry comments like "screw you, Tony," that's probably a Tommy alt. Okay.
Poor old Anthony.
He's probably honestly the way he interacts with the internet. He'd probably be in trouble with the rest of the people that are still handling the television if he starts saying stuff.
But okay. I want to go back. Right?
Honestly, I shouldn't even say that. I think those horrible loans were on him. I think that was his. His idea.
He got those past Nick Richard. Nick Richard is the.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think
CFO.
It was. It's a group involvement.
Of course there is. There's not.
I honestly
always
don't
said
know.
This.
I'm sorry.
It's
the Sadesh loan. That must have been a big, and this is what's holding up still.
But it's never been about one person.
It's a collective problem. There's a board for a reason.
Exactly. I mean, my first 6 videos.
You think the whole board? I do agree that a board should sign off on it, but do you actually think?
I think they have. Yes, a lot of knuckleheads inside that company that made bad decisions. Yep.
Instead of like a late
Max.
Get me out of the fire.
If Nick Richards wanted to have said no, okay, and he knew it was such a bad idea. And let's be honest, everybody in the world knows that loan to Sadesh was a bad idea. Okay.
Hang on.
Yeah, you probably have. But hang on, right? So if Nick knew that was such a bad idea and he's such a man of principle, okay, he'd have resigned. Because I don't want my name I don't want my name involved with
right.
This is such a bad idea. I'm the CFO. If we're in my next job, if we make such a bad mistake,
next job
with finances, next job. Like, all right, I get you, right? I'm gonna resign. How many people have resigned from the board?
Okay, so I'm gonna push back. Hold up, real quick. I have to push back on this.
He's loving pushing back on me tonight, Max. He's not pushing back on you. He's pushing back.
You guys keep putting me in the position to defend Intellivision.
The Geek Getaway is taking over. Or what's your show called? Man, I'm
Gaming with Geeks.
Gaming with Geeks is taking over MME International. Sorry, Ramblin' and Anthony.
No. I'm not trying to take. That's why I don't really like being a guest, because I do have that personality. But what I'm saying is, look, everybody's saying it was a bad loan. It was a bad idea, but it wasn't. You got to. We're looking at it. Hear me out. We're looking at it from the outside.
Yeah.
Right? We're looking at it from the outside and the aftermath. Whenever something goes wrong, you can always go, that was a bad idea. You shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have ran into the street because you got hit by a car, right? But if you run into the street and you don't get hit by a car, it's a good idea, right?
Hey.
Hold on.
I got hit by a car. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger you.
He knows it as well.
I forgot. I didn't think. My apologies.
Go on.
But what I'm saying is, right, in the moment, it was actually a good idea because they thought they were going to take that money and then hand it over to the manufacturer and get the consoles to be manufactured. What they didn't count on was Art telling them, sorry, you're too late. So now they had this money.
But then again, right, okay, so going back to our point about a collective rather than Tommy. Tommy wouldn't have been involved with that. That would have been somebody else. That would have been That would have been somebody in charge of distribution. That would have been Nick. That would have been various other people who didn't get the job done, didn't get the deal signed, whatever, right? But he should still resign then, shouldn't he? Because he's fucked that up. Excuse my French, everybody, right? But he's messed that deal up. Somebody has messed that deal up with us. If that is true, Tony, and I'm not disputing that is true, then why has he still got a job there then?
Because
nobody seems to leave their jobs or get sacked from their jobs because it's all a big boys club. The Alvarado family, 3 of them, are all.
Well, one of them said he's not related. So
I like Alvarado.
I think he's a bigger criminal than Chief technical officer.
I mean, it is kind of
funny. Sorry, Gary, 4 years down the line, and you haven't even got a console to release. And he's
it is funny that him and Phil do show up like quite often on the other side. They're always there answering questions, but never really answering questions.
Here's what I think happened.
They're hanging those preview consoles over everyone's head. Is everyone gonna toe the line?
Anthony should get one.
Anthony.
He's got no say in it. Hang on. Would you like a review unit for you and your girlfriend to play and check it out?
What?
And
I would check anything out.
there you go.
What all the fuss is about.
Because nobody's going to believe us, are they? Let's be honest.
Here's what I think.
I trust your word over anyone else.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
sit down, Max. Sit down.
Here's what I think happened. Honestly, Tommy has overinflated his importance and his ego and everything, right? But I think he's not the only one. I think John Alvarado, I think Nick Richards, I think all of them are basically the same way, right? They've puffed themselves up. So Tommy thought he was getting top tier, A-list super team. And what he really got was like the D team that are now scrambling to try to fix everything. And they're all like, we're going to be exposed that none of us knew what the fuck we were doing. Excuse my French. And that we all are going to look like fools. Because even Tommy's going to look stupid for like, what do you mean you hired these guys that don't know what the hell they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, Sweet and Ten Hooligans has said Alvarado is on the clock during the chats. Somebody said, I think Muller said, oh yeah, he's always at his desk. He works 24/7, 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year. Where's the console then, John? I'd be ashamed if I was him. I'd be absolutely ashamed.
Well, I don't think he's working 24 hours a day.
No, I know, but this is the narrative that certain people want to give you. Okay, right? That they are working flat out to get this console. Flat out to get this console.
JW says they got a puzzle with no edge pieces. That's probably
probably.
Right.
Next week on MME International, we're going to talk to Anthony. You pick the topics next week. Although we can't talk about the results of the trial too. When
we need to give Anthony his 5 minutes about Johnny Depp later. We need to do that. We definitely need to do that.
Mike Garcia says,
it's 4 o'clock in the It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What's the time in Australia?
It's 4 minutes to 5 here in.
We're talking about the Amico. Bless you, man. Bless you.
Real quick, man.
And don't worry, I'm dedicated to our group. So I made sure I was here.
Yeah. Get a coffee.
Max, highlight this comment by Mike Garcia here. The bad take. He says, "Bad take. Tommy hired known pros. Tommy was a known pro, and we've seen what happened with his career when you start digging deeper into it, right? A lot of these guys,
was part of the industry. He got stuff done in the industry when there's big companies behind it paying for all the bills and all the,
Yeah, but if you really dig deeper, Max, and you'll see certain things on his resume are completely just garbage. And there's no other way to say it. He's got one credit. He's got one credit, Max, that he claims that he worked on the game because there was a special thanks to him in the credit section. He didn't actually do anything on the game. They just said special thanks to Tommy because Tommy put their music.
You better call the Guinness World Records people.
No, but what I'm saying is, what the point is that you're assuming that John Alvarado's legacy and that Nick Richards and all of them have this same like spotless record. Like none of them has embellished. None of them has taken credit for other people. None of them have, they have this A+ experience. They've been out of the game for a long time. All of these people, they might not have been as good as they thought they were, or other people thought they were, right? So then Tommy hired them thinking, hey, these are the best of the best. I'm building the Expendables here. And he got like the Asylum knockoff version, right?
Well, that is the Expendables.
No, the Expendables is the major movie franchise.
But go ahead.
Can I just, before you say anything, Gary, just 2 seconds. And you're not talking to me. I've got my first alt account under my name, so it's not me. It's never happened before. I'm absolutely chuffed that somebody's pretending to be me.
Where?
So, somebody asked how is he? That's not me.
I thought that was you.
It's not me.
Max just made him a mod. He's like, mod this.
Have you made him? No, he wouldn't make me a mod because I'm a boomer. He knows not to make me a mod. But sorry, Gary, what are you going to say? So yeah, don't talk.
No, that's okay.
You can talk to him if you like, Ant, but it's not me.
well, can we give a scenario? What if Tony's right and they figure out the Sadesh and they're able to file Chapter 11, and then the angel investor comes through? At what cost does this console get made? Because look at all that,
I don't. If that's really, if Sadesh is blocking them, I don't see them getting past that. I don't see him giving them the right to, if he wants his money, what kind of deal are they? They owe him how much was it, Tony? Like a million or something, a little bit over that, or
like 800,000, something.
Yeah, it's close to that. I don't know. I don't think they're going to get past that.
Maybe with all the cuts, the last of saving on salaries, they could pay him back and then file.
Max, they don't have enough money for refunds.
I mean, they'd have to come out of pocket for this to work out for them, and I don't see them doing it.
But hang on, Max. Right. So, how many people did it take to get this far? What was the highest maximum payroll to get to this place? You don't know, but I believe it was something like 60 employees, wasn't it, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah,
it's hard to define because they were claiming employees that weren't.
Yeah, they were consultants. Employees. Yeah,
right.
But hang on, let's even just say it was half of that. 30 people on, and he bragged once they were all on 100,000.
How much did Sadesh give them?
Well, hang on. Let me just finish the point first, right? Because that's irrespective. That's immaterial, right? At the moment, they're on. I mean, I don't know how many staff they've got now, but Tony will probably know because he looks at LinkedIn more than I do. But right, they've got hardly anybody left. So how are they going to release a retail? It took them 60 employees to get to the point where they haven't released a console. Okay. Best guess, let's just say they have 20 people, right? How are they going to release a retail-ready console with that few people? What are they going to have to do? Are they going to rehire everybody that they've let go? Or are they going to find people to take up those positions to release that console? How much money is that going to cost? I mean, I don't know if you know anything about business, but the average cost of employing somebody and training them and et cetera, it would be extortionate. Okay? So it's never going to come out because they've let everybody go.
Well, the people that they had employed weren't actually going to build. If they actually get to a point where they're close to manufacturing,
No, but they were QA.
consoles.
As far as I'm concerned, Tony, again, QA have gone. Yeah.
Yep. Gone. That was the whole Utah office was the QA.
Yeah, QA, quality assurance, is gone. How could you release a product with no quality assurance? So you're going to have to rehire people for quality assurance because you can't send
or
it
just
out
don't
to
do
retail.
it.
Or just don't do it.
Well, they didn't really. There wasn't much.
You cannot re-employ that amount of people again without a massive cost to the business. Massive. I'm not being funny. I don't know all that about business, but you can't reduce it to such a level to then re-expand it to the point where you need that amount of stuff. Whether you needed 60 people, that's irrelevant. You probably didn't, right? But even that cost is just an extortionate amount of money before you even talk about producing it and whatever. It doesn't make any sense.
I think they're
any level.
They're a year late here. I think they had to have it out by early last year, and because they didn't hit that thing.
Yeah, Gary.
They should have filed last year instead of selling box
OEBP, or whatever the hell he's called now. Okay, went on Mullis's stream and said, "If this comes out, I'm going to resurrect my channel."
I knew that made me effing cringe. I effing knew it. You fool. Yeah. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna cause myself trouble. I was like, I effing knew it. You weren't all disingenuous bullshit. If it comes, you're coming back.
Can't go back. Tony probably has it stored somewhere on his laptop, right? But there is a video of him saying, if this doesn't come out by a certain point, I'm done. I don't care what the excuses are anymore. Okay, right? If it doesn't come out by a certain point, that point has been and gone. I will disavow myself from this whole situation. That has gone. Yet he goes on stream and says, if this ever gets released, so 2025, anybody, I will resurrect my channel. How disingenuous is that?
Yes, it is. That was I can't stand by. That's effing cringe.
I don't know. I'm going to push back a little on this.
Oh, stop pushing back on me, Tony.
Well, I have to because I said on stream, and someone probably has this saved on their laptop, that I would never show up on Max's stream again.
That's true.
What that?
So, remember I said on one of my streams, I said I would never come back on your show, Max, that I would never come here again.
Why? What did I do?
We were fighting at the time. Remember?
Oh, okay. We fought a few times.
Yeah, and I said I wasn't coming.
Oh yeah, I said I never have you. I said I never have you back.
But this is the thing.
I said I'm done with Tony and his ways.
You two can have an argument.
What I love there is Max is like, what did I do?
But you can have an argument and come back.
It was the thing with you putting YouTube friends or the chat over your YouTube friends. Remember the whole thing?
Oh.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, it was the geek
I wouldn't be on. We wouldn't be on this podcast now. He wouldn't podcast. I mean, we very rarely talk about the Amico. Very rarely. I mean, he wouldn't have me on his podcast if that was the case. Yeah. I will stick up for Max, right? I mean, a lot of hate and what have you, but he's been critical and he's been over the top, and I have no idea why he's still invested in it. But
he's the madman. That's why, because he's mad.
He's the man. He's the smad man. That's what he is.
Yeah.
I've probably got more luck getting my hands on a PS5 than I do an Amico.
Yeah, probably. Definitely.
Probably it might be cheaper by the time it's produced too.
Probably.
What if they have to raise the price? Well, we're ready to manufacture.
Look, I mean, again, you've got
a little bit less.
Hey, even if you could get your hands on an Amico, would you really want to play it? Wouldn't you just want to sell it for $2,000 to somebody who really wanted it?
I want it for my collection.
Yeah.
No, I'm jealous of Tony's signed shell now.
Not only do I have a signed shell, I have a rare copy of Cyrus's first printing of his book that's no longer available.
Yeah, it's gonna sound.
Oh, wow.
You just need a golden ticket, a circle pad.
But you do realize, Max, that both I believe. Well,
do you think Smash was trying to take your shine on this?
Definitely.
I'm gonna throw some heat towards Smash JT. He's trying to take your place in the documentary.
I think he is. A lot of people are trying to remove me from the documentary. They're trying to say that I was not important.
I think Smash is trying to take your place, and he just wants to be another goddamn documentary after the GameStop one.
But again, I can understand where John's coming from, right? He came out and said, right, I'm out of this because, right? I still have no idea why Smash did that 180. He's still not really made that clear, as far as I can see, right? I mean, there's a lot of things.
Smash. I don't dislike Smash or anything, but
I don't dislike him, but
he saw an opportunity to resurrect his channel. That's what
I think it's been the same thing that he came to the conclusion that he was lied to. That he was told that the console was on the launch pad and it never was.
That's a little bit, but Smash, he'll capitalize on what benefits him. I'm not a hater of him. I'm just saying I've known Smash for a while. He will go the way that it benefits him.
His channel was always based on going against the grain. So
look at hey Potion, good to see you, man. But what you know, if there ever is this documentary, right? Let's just get this straight, okay? There's me, Tony, and Gary on the stream. We've never said we do not want this console to come out. None of us have ever said that. In fact, me, Gary, Tony have always said we want this console to come out. We are critical of the way the business has been handled. That is it. Okay.
I mean, I've joked about it a little bit.
I know you've joked about it, Kay, but I know I subbed to your channel before I even knew who you were because you were showing Intellivision games. Okay. It was pure coincidence that then I saw you a week after on Tony's channel. But I subbed to you because I saw you did a video with some Intellivision cartridges, so I know how, you know, we've talked about things briefly before, and I know.
The funny thing is that video was that video was made in response to John's video when he did his very first in his I don't know if he drives a Jeep or what he drives, but he was in his car calling the haters out, and I took offense to that, and it's kind of funny how that's come full circle, and now he's pretty much a man with no country. I'd like to feel like we've embraced him a little bit. But it's funny that it's come full circle and we are where we are today. So,
well, I don't even know where we are today. Where are we today?
We're on the
we're lost.
We are on Mad Max stream, yeah. But I still don't know where we are. I mean, I think it's just horrible at the moment just to see communities, not just this one, but I know it's happening on Max's community at the minute. I just hate people, you know, they're just turning on each other.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be pissed if I know I'm not on the list and people give these overly like, ooh, I got like doing these victory laps with the console, knowing what they did need to toe the line to get there. I'm sorry that you got to.
No, I agree. That's shitty.
And then I have no, and I'm still a Founders, and I have no. If I ask for a refund, I probably wouldn't get it unless I begged and begged and begged. And
you have more than enough right to be pissed off, and anybody else who's put their money in on this.
Or I don't have any time frame of when my Founders is getting here, like that. Watch, because they're viewers. I don't want anything to. I'm saying their viewers going to get pissed. Their viewers, like, okay, that's real nice, bros. You all have it. You're all happy. You're making content, making free promotional stuff for television. I'll
level with you.
And then
I'll level with you.
There's no new info. No new info.
The best thing that could happen is that those 25 units get out into the big YouTubers' hands, and those might be the only 25 that ever come out. And one day, one of those YouTubers says, "What the hell do I need this for?" And they go and sell it. That might be the only way that anybody ever gets their hands on an Amico, is that through those 25.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen, because then I would have to spend an exorbitant amount of money to finally get my hands on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it can't end. If it comes out, I have to get my hands on it.
I don't think it can come out, because there'll be such a massive lawsuit, like a class lawsuit. I mean, we could spend literally a day on a live stream talking about lies and deceit and what have you. Yeah. Who's going to give Gen X his money back from, I don't know how many got, was it 3 sets of the boxed editions, which may be games one day, maybe not be, purely off the fact that they were advertised as NFTs? And he went on. I mean, he spoke to me personally and said, "Well, these are going to be NFTs. These might be worth something," because he was told they were NFTs.
Yeah.
Right? He was told. We
They
were
are
told.
NFTs.
It's on a video. Well, are they? Are they NFTs?
After
that
they came,
hold on, could be a class.
After they came out, what happened? They got rid of Tommy. NFT, no fucking Tommy.
I mean, honestly, they are on such a tightrope. It's unbelievable. I cannot see it ever coming out properly because they will just. I mean,
well, you would have the same lawsuit though, even if it doesn't come out, because he still sold them as NFTs.
Well, you should be. I mean, I've said this on Max's channel. Well, you should be. I said it to Smash. It should be. I mean, this is the ironic thing with Smash. I mean, he's only just come to bless him, right? He's only just come to the conclusion. Right?
I don't want to bless Smash.
But his $10,000 has basically just been pissed up the wall.
I would be if I invested any money like that in there. I would be pissed.
No, but I said
I don't think I. I'm not.
Max,
I don't have
Max,
money though.
People on Republic, right, got an email about a week after they released something. These are people who've invested money. They should have been the first people to get an email, not the last people, but the first people. The only thing where they've generated money, Anthony's falling asleep. Come on, Ant, stay awake, man.
That's right. I'm all right.
The only revenue this company has generated from investor money is either from merchandise or from these boxed edition games. That's the only income they've had, okay? The investors see nothing from that because the investors have invested in the hardware and the hardware only. Right. Now, how bad is that on its own? And it took him a year to realize that. And I think he only realized that on one of Max's stream when I said it to him. You know, you've invested 10 grand to pay.
What if they did something really slimy and they only have you can?
How is that not really slimy? How is that not really slimy?
No, that
you've used 17.
Slimy. How even more slimy. And they make the console. You can only get box editions to buy the games. What happened?
Well, exactly.
You can only tap it to get a game.
So whatever money they've generated to keep the lights on or the loans being repaid. I mean, come on. I mean, Gatoros will, when he gets the 2021 financial results, I cannot wait because he stripped that down. Gatoros is one of the best.
he did such a good job.
Oh, yeah. He did such a good job, Gary, right? And that was, 2020 was the last financial results that he saw. Please, Gatoros, get hold of 2021 and break
They're
it
never
down.
going to release those 2021.
I know. Well, this is why they can't release the console because they can't release that information.
Let me get some more coffee.
Max, he's done.
What's the console?
Max is getting called from Tommy.
Randall, man.
Huh? Sorry, Ant, what was that?
I was just saying, what does the console supposed to come with?
It's supposed to come with, well, even that is a little bit muddied in the water at the moment. If you pre-ordered it, it will come with 6 packing games and 2 controllers.
Yeah. If
you order it after the pre-order, Tony, you know a lot more about this than me. And that was for $249.99 for the normal console and $299 for the Founders. Is that right, Tony?
Yeah, that was the original.
Right. That's the original. So, but if you pre-ordered it, you'll get it for that. If you then pick it up afterwards or at #retail, it'll be $339, but with only one controller.
One controller. Oh.
And the controllers cost about $80 each.
Yep.
It's craziness.
It's crazy. So that's why they're encouraging you to pre-order it. But fortunately, at the moment, you don't have to put any money down. But all those people,
the worst part about this is like, it's not we're like we're in like this weird area with gaming. I mean, you see the stuff that's coming out in this month, next month, you know, the rest of this year. I mean, there's just titles lined up from wall to wall. Why anybody would want this thing is beyond me.
You want it.
I don't.
I want it. I would like. I mean, again, I'm one of these people that I only started doing what I'm doing because I got pissed because I wanted it and I could see it going nowhere. I could see already over a year ago now that I wanted it. Don't forget, I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it twice and got my refund twice.
I think on the premise that, like, I talked to John about this, and we were talking personally, and I said, had they done more, and I know Tony disagrees with me on this one. I said, if they had done more retro reimagined and then brought their IPs to the system as they were on the original Intellivision, this would have been something that would have really got me excited. It didn't. It was just they never felt like they knew who their audience was. And now they're, they wanted to do the whole Christian thing. They wanted to do, they didn't have any direction. And I still feel like if it would have been more based on Intellivision itself, the old Intellivision that we knew, I think it would have been a little bit more popular.
Gary, I got
we need to talk about the case for a little bit for Anthony. 10-minute break, and then we'll get back to it because he's falling asleep.
Come on, Gary.
No, I'm reading the comments. I'm all good.
Okay.
Well, no, that original announcement video triggered me as an old Intellivision fan. I've said it all along. I was in it for the. Funny enough, I was in it for the games, right? Because I saw things like Night Stalker and Cloud.
Well, yeah, the Night Stalker I think looked really good to me.
Oh man, and this is the thing, but I mean, we were talking to Smash on here about a couple of months ago, he's played it. He's played Night Stalker. He's only played a few levels. Smash.
Oh, that's the one I wanted to play. That's what I asked to play.
He said that on your stream.
I asked to play that I asked Tommy to play that in Retro Bros basement, and he kind of just walked away.
And how are the graphics on?
But that's what I'm saying, Max, because these people aren't television fans. They're not.
Hold on.
How are the graphics on it?
Night Stalker looked one of the more legit games.
Night Stalker looked too busy to me, in my opinion.
Personally, I thought it looked good from what it originally was. And anybody who's like an old time Night Stalker player and has played that like religiously, like I have, I thought it looked good. I thought it invoked that like nostalgia for me.
Of course,
Night Stalker
is a proper hardcore Class A drug, right?
Yes.
And they hit. I don't want to go on about it because I've said it so many times. Go back to that original announcement video. They hit, for me, as somebody, that was my first ever console. They hit every single bell. So when people say the marketing's been crap, you're wrong, right? If they were stuck with that, okay, they'd have done way better than they have because I got triggered big style. I don't pre-order anything, and I went boom straight.
And I think part of it was like if you were back around this whole thing when it first started, I think part of it is that's where you started to see the shift. You started to see the shift when a lot of like bigger channels were questioning why they went with the controller, which was never an issue for me. The pad and the screen were never an issue. But a lot of people did focus on it. So, and I think that's part of kind of where they were like, well, maybe this isn't, maybe our audience is somewhere else. And they shifted. And they you kind of gradually seen this trend of them shifting throughout the years. So, but I agree with you. I thought initially it looked good from what we seen. It like maybe not the first trailer per se, but when they really got behind some of the games, I was like, okay, I could see this, and I could see games like, Utopia or Beauty and the Beast. I've said this multiple times. Like, if they really hit on some of these games that were my favorites back in the day, I could get behind this. But then it just, spiraled out of control.
Gary, I don't want to be pedantic, but they did. They showed Beauty and the Beast on the screen. They basically said all the Magic titles that were on Intellivision are going to come out.
They didn't basically. They said it.
They said it, but I wanted to see. You know what I mean. I wanted to see gameplay. I wanted to see. Yeah.
But we haven't seen one of those titles, not even in development. Not one.
Right.
I think we should let your buddy Anthony talk about Johnny Depp. He looks like he's ready.
You're right. No, you're right. Forgive me.
We literally only talk about the Amico for maybe like 5 minutes every other.
But it is Amber lost. Right.
It's a bit of a tepid situation because they reckon that Johnny Depp might relinquish asking her for money because it was never about money for him. But
really?
No, he just wanted to prove a point.
Yeah, it was exactly. It's not like when they got the ruling and she got awarded $2 million because of the defamation in the Daily Mail, which we all know what we think about Daily Mail, but like they think that they're going to appeal that judgment because that was Johnny Depp's lawyer only speaking facts about what actually happened, and so they think that she'll end up with nothing. But like as far as her career goes, the aftermath of the case, court of public opinion, her career's over. And Johnny Depp, he's on a resurgence, and
oh yeah,
they
I hope
definitely
this.
believe. Yeah,
I hope this lands him back. Like it was sad that he had gotten taken out of Fantastic Beasts throughout this whole fucking bullshit that's been going on because
he was made to leave. He was told, look, you're gonna have to either leave or we're gonna have to remove you, and he wrote that he was resigning from the film. But there's all these people coming out, and this Disney executive said he might come back to the Pirates of Caribbean. But I don't think he's going to embarrass himself or lower himself because he felt betrayed by Disney, especially because they were still marketing his image as Jack Sparrow.
I mean, I could see that, but we'll really see some actual character from Johnny because it's whether or not he can deal with that. Yeah. But if he really cares about the fans, then he'll come back and reprise that role. If not, then
I think there'll be stipulations if that does happen, because like he was a producer. So, he was initially one of the producers, and he had control of the script, or he had oversight. But because they got Margot Robbie lined up to do a film, a female version of Pirates, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But
honestly, Anne, I don't think this is going to affect him at all.
No, I don't think either. I just think
he's been over here since the trial. He's been in the UK since the trial. And I put a tweet out. I mean, he's being absolutely adored by the UK.
He is loved.
Right, I'm not even going to get into the case or anything like that.
No,
but
you look how he carries himself. And
well, he was in a pub, right? He was when the announcement was made. He was in a pub with a couple of mates. I mean, there was security all around, and of course there was because Johnny Depp was in the house, right? But he just sat there, and he was apparently watching on the TV over a pint, watching the verdict. I mean, he's going to be adored by many people just for that fact alone.
That's right. And he's just loved, and as a musician as well.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
No, but I mean that he was there in London performing.
I'll tell you in the private chat, Tony. Watch you guys laugh. I'm sorry, public, you can't see this, but in the private chat.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah,
dead air. Come on,
don't
man.
Share this. This is inside info. I'm serious. That's why I'd have to go back and fix that.
I was just wondering because I'm seeing
you do.
It's weird. Not to step on Anthony's toes, but it's weird because I'm seeing all these people comment in the StreamYard chat, but then when I go to the YouTube to reply to them, I'm like, where the hell is everybody?
No, those are facts. Those are facts. Don't share that around, please.
Yeah.
All right.
I've had to change things up here at MMA. I still love everyone, though. I still love everyone, but some
of course
people
you do.
Woo, they want to,
Yeah,
all right.
As I think Rambling Man touched on this earlier, it's just that this week has been like fire in the community.
It really has.
It really has.
I've never seen some people turn on each other in multiple.
Yeah, and
that's in all communities
really,
this week.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm talking
really
of communities that you wouldn't even be involved.
You know what I think it is? I think it's people want to come online to have some fun and stuff, and really everyone's aggravated with costs, inflation, gas prices. I mean, people have got all kinds of stresses right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you can't get relief anywhere.
I kind of I take myself out of it because it gets really depressing. And like you see how quickly people turn on each other, and it's just like I'm not involved in this.
But Gary and Tony love it.
I don't love
you guys.
Even I was turning on Tony and Ninja Kid.
I know you were. Whoa, that was getting fierce. Yeah.
What's up with that? Give Gary some more respect. I saw them ganging up on you there. I saw a little bit of Gary.
Hashtag Gary.
They're always ganging up on me. It's okay. I can take it.
Look, it's that Jerry individual, right? We don't like that Jerry.
Yeah, but I mean that's something that they can go back on and discuss and get over and what have you. But I mean, there are things being said in other communities. I honestly don't think. How can you? That's what gets me. Yeah. Honestly, Max, there are people in your community that are like go completely out on a limb. And I'm never gonna talk to people. I'm never gonna do this. I'm never gonna do that. Yeah. And then a week later, they'll be back as good as gold.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Good. Oh, come on, Max. You've got people that
I've seen a lot of it, and like for me, it's just I'm so glad I'm not involved because I couldn't just take the stress. Like I look at that and I just think this is just petty nonsense.
Well, there's enough stress in real life without having to bring.
Well, that's right.
Well, now that John's retired from the cult, that'd be funny if someone else took up the Amico After Dark thing.
Well, we don't have to because we've still got Amico forever and ever, haven't we? Apparently, even if it doesn't come out, DJC is going to still.
The only thing that's forever is Amico Talk, not the console.
But that's nobody's fault. We're all here, and none of this is our fault. I've said this before. It's not our fault. We're not in charge of
part. What else can I do?
We are not in charge.
If it was an average console release, and I wouldn't have overhyped or anything, but I would have been happy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys looked over on the Amico website or who runs that the site with the not that the one that showed the pictures of the office that's closed, and somebody had posted a comment that said, just remember, if this thing does fail, that the haters are the ones that contributed to it failing. And
you're talking about Amico.
Well,
I don't like people losing their jobs, but
so.
More people lost their, what's worse on the scale? Someone that was lied to for an investment that lost some of their retirement money.
Well, I'm just talking.
Lost a job that could find a new job, and that was.
But I'm talking in general. I don't think like Ramblin said. I don't think anybody here that had a critical take on Amico or Intellivision.
That's a great name for a show. Amico chapter.
Well, Max, if you want to scoop AmicoGames.com, Max, because I have more pictures. They actually took the pictures that I showed them, and they didn't credit me. So I have actually more pictures.
Oh, yeah. Let's get a scoop. I'm sorry, Anthony, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, are they all passing around golden handshakes, like the ones who are benefiting? Yep. Yeah. That's what I thought.
This is the thing, and exactly. So you've got people getting golden handshakes because they've been let go. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're using investor money and they're using pre-order money to do that. These guys, Anthony, they all. I mean, the board. I don't know. Again, Tony will know exactly who put money in loans wise. I know Tommy did. Who else put loans in? Tony,
Nick.
Yeah.
After the Crayola.
Hang on, Max. Yeah, go on. Who else put money in?
Was it Perry? David Perry or
David Perry put money in
I
at
always
the
say
beginning.
Steve Perry.
So Steve Perry. So obviously they put money into it, Ant, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking they put money into it because they wanted this project to go ahead. Oh no. They put money into it because they were having generous interest payments back again. Okay. So where is all this investor money gone? It's gone back into paying those loans back. That's
but wouldn't the banks and taxman come after him?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why it can never come out, because there's so many shady little things going on here.
And
Chapter 11 would solve most of the problems, though.
I think
Degrassi's got it. Chapter 7 is. I don't know what it is in your country, but again, liquidation. It's the easiest way to get out of this, really.
But do you reckon there's a lot of NDAs as well, like they can't talk about or they won't talk about it?
We can't talk about that, can we?
Yes.
There are apparently. I don't know. I can't say anything, but okay. I'm sure there are. I'm sure that's why Tommy's quiet, because of NDAs, etc.
Well, this is where there's going to be another shit show. Is the controlled environment of reviews that people that actually pay for it can't, and then the reviews that are there's going to be such a distance between, and this is probably to their benefit too. They're probably loving that they're going to get the people that they handpick for the reviews, which they always do for companies, but there's going to be such a distance between the actual consumer getting the product and be able to review it themselves. It's going to be a huge gap.
Yeah, people are going to see through that, Max.
Well,
I agree.
I always said I was going to give it an honest review.
I don't doubt that, but you got to think that they're probably buying positive reviews.
Wait, Tony, you have doubts on my review? Go ahead.
I think you have opinions like Gary. Bad.
No, I said if there's lag, if it doesn't boot up, if there's any problems connecting to the storefront,
but
if I can't download games, if there's any errors.
For them, they'll try and employ damage control as best as they can. They'll buy positive reviews because they won't want any negativity or any more than there already is.
Can you share the screens, Max?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Exclusive. Wait. I have something for this.
I was going to say, come on, Max.
Hold on. I'm slow. I'm booming.
Come on.
Breaking news.
So these are pictures from the field reporter, Johnny the Greener. This one people have already saw before. I won't zoom in, but we have some other ones. See, exclusive. These weren't on Amico games.
Inside.
Oh, jeez.
Well, let's not even get started on that.
Wow.
They at least paid to have the walls painted, right? So
that's true. It looks.
Are you on the website now, Tony?
No, these are mine. These are exclusive.
Oh, okay. Because the pictures that I seen on that website were ones that I hadn't seen before. Okay,
right,
cool.
I posted
it's empty.
Hold on. I posted those pictures on Discord, and then Otto put those on Amico Games.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I didn't see these ones. Nice. Empty.
Can you send me one? I'm gonna do a clip out and put this in a screenshot. Get some clips.
What's really weird though, looking at these, is when you go back and look at the old original videos and why people always said, like, why does he have like things sitting on the ground and pictures and all this stuff? Doesn't it strike anybody who's on the pro side for 1 minute that it was odd that from the very beginning it never seemed like they had an intention of staying there for a very long time?
I don't know. Let's see, Degrassi.
You want this one, Max?
Secret lair. I'm gonna. If you could send it to me, Tony,
which one?
And then I'm gonna do all three.
All of them.
I'm gonna do a clip out and put on the launch pad as the title. On the launch pad.
Degrassi's put down Chapter 7 liquidation. You reckon they've gone underground, like they've removed everything to kind of prevent, stuff being taken from them? They'll probably get seizure, they'll probably have people chasing them.
Yeah, but and what you don't realise is they also had offices in Germany.
Yeah.
They hang on. Well, they said they did. Saudi Arabia, right?
Dubai. Not Saudi Arabia, Dubai.
Sorry, right? Which is where Selfishness well, his son works out of. I don't know if that's still the case. You probably know better than I do. And they also had their chief financial officer renting out space to the company for other things. Did they not?
Remember when the grant money was brushed off? I mean, isn't that the reason why they did all these worldwide things so they could try to get?
Gary, what the hell are you doing over there?
I know.
I didn't do nothing.
All the time.
I didn't do it. What did I just do?
Hey, it's not the Geek Getaway. This is a lot more professional, Gary. Come on.
You didn't hear all that noise coming out of your mic? This right
Carl.
here, Max?
You're not Carl, all right? Remember that. You're not Carl. Right.
This is a legitimate picture from the parking lot.
No, that's not. But that's
yes,
not,
it is.
Surely. Is it
it
really?
Is.
I
if
saw
you can't
that,
read that,
I thought, I know.
No, what does it say? Get out of here. Are you serious?
I would have stolen that sign. There's no one.
What was real? What did the website had a nice little caption? Said something about
get your source
still smells of douchery or something like that
for your Amico collection.
But can we go back?
Get them to take the screws out of that sign and send it to you.
Can we sort of go 180 around, right?
I want the sign.
How could you go 180? It's a picture, rambling man.
No. I just want to take it back to what this original this podcast was going to be, which is about hating. Yeah. Was it not, Matt?
Are we still going to talk about that?
Yeah. I might have to drop off because I'm reaching the end of my my limit, unfortunately.
I really want that Ferrari parking sign.
I know, but like I was saying, right? That video that you were going to critique from, who was that from?
Oh, Nerdette,
yeah.
I can bring that up.
Which I completely agree with, by the way. But what I'm trying to say is the people around the campfire, as Canadian Gamer would like to say, we weren't hating on this system. We weren't. We are just critical of it. And there is a massive difference.
Okay, yeah, I will, Tony.
Which I think he tried to make a point with the Playdate, but he failed miserably at that. He was a few days too early on that, and then a couple days after he made that video, they kind of shut him up.
All right, well, let's see what Nerd. We won't watch the whole video, but get her a little intro to see what she's talking about here.
Hold up.
I love her.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I want to talk a little bit about an interesting video I saw the other day from Comics by Perch. Now, I mentioned this on my community post.
Oh, she's upped her ante on a production video.
Upon it. Because of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, I have been able to kind of step back and look at comics and the drama around it, or nerd culture in general, from more of a consumer standpoint than necessarily a reviewer standpoint in the last couple weeks, because it was, 8 hours a day live, right? So I was unable to post as many comic breakdowns or reviews or news, and it kind of made me appreciate the art form again, but then again, look at it from the standpoint of, why am I being told specifically what to hate and what to like and what to love and what to consume? And at this point, it feels very one-sided, but I will admit that there is a little bit when you look at comics media, so Newsarama, Bleeding Cool, well, not even Bleeding Cool, they give a lot of negativity, but there is some positivity surrounding it, but most of what you see when it comes to comic books or nerd media nowadays is really, really negative. And I think a lot of it comes from, obviously, the hate bait and hate rage channels, which I've talked about plenty of times on this channel and address this issue. But being told what you can like and what you cannot like is absolutely ridiculous. There are plenty of stories out there that I champion every single month and get shit for it every single month. I just posted something the other day from the Pride Anthology, and oh my God, I had to delete so many disgusting comments because they were just that. They were disgusting. And I wasn't going to have that make anyone feel uncomfortable at my platform. So why are we told in the long run what to like and what to hate. And if you do like something, it seems like there's this narrative going around of you're just, you're just told to consume, and that's it, and that's it, and that's it, and you do it and you consume it. No, that's not how it works. There can be nuance in these conversations, and unfortunately that's kind of lost upon the internet, right? It really is. But as far as these books, we see books like Son of Kal-El all the time demonized. I think my channel and maybe Comic Breakdown are the only one covering them in a decent light. And Comic Breakdown has his criticism also.
Hold on, doesn't she kind of contradict herself a little bit though?
Okay, go ahead. What do you mean?
I mean, I'd like to know exactly like what she's deleting. Isn't by not having that critical take? I mean, people who don't agree with the medium, isn't that kind of with like, I know there can be disgusting people who go over the edge, and I agree with her on that, but I'd like to know exactly like, because if you follow like what like more particularly like the left likes to delete, some things can be considered just critical, whereas I think some things are like she has a point. People are disgusting.
I know Nerdette. She's very free speech. So I think if she's saying, my subjective opinion is if she says it's not good, then it's probably not. I understand where you're saying if we don't have the context of the thing, is she being hyperbolic and it's really horrible. I would assume she's saying, I think she's being legit. Is my assumption based on I've talked with her before. I've been on the stream with her before. She's pretty much leans towards free speech.
Right. I just have to know exactly like what people are saying to agree on that, because I think like if you're gonna say like why are we being told what to kind of like and dislike, I think having as long as the conversation's not devolving into being bigotry and all that other racial stuff and all that other hatred stuff, I think having the opinions of opposing sides is perfectly okay.
Yeah, but do you also see the culture of just hating things all consistently online?
Yeah, just a hate thing. I mean, and then there's I think there's a line too, because I mean, obviously, me and Tony have been labeled as haters of the Amico, and I wouldn't consider ourselves haters. So it depends on whose definition of hate, and I think it really you really have to look at it by case situation. So,
but Gary, would you say that Nerdette though, like she's another one of those people? Like, I don't have anything against Nerdette. Like, I think that she's posted some good stuff, but like there are a lot of YouTubers who are feeding off the drama of stuff, and like they don't bring anything original to the table.
Well, yeah. I mean, this has been a big problem for like TV in the last like 20 years, right? I mean, when like all the drama channels started, and I remember one of my best friends, his girlfriend was like into the Bad Girls Club, and I couldn't watch any of this like real TV because it was too much. Like some of it's okay. I mean, obviously as like human beings, we like drama to a certain extent, but when it's too much and that's the thing, you're going to get groups of people who feed off that. They like it. I mean, that's why these channels like Darius Truxton exist, right? I mean, people feed off of it. It's too much for me.
If you're in this for a business, what's even more profitable? Is it even profitable to like anything anymore on the internet? That's my question to you, everyone. I don't even think it's a good business thing to be overly profitable, because you'll be called a shill, your integrity is going to be in question, and it makes less money. And how many times can you prop something up? Whereas the hate opposite side, you can hate on something consistently for like
hold on, man.
forever. Yeah,
because I think just the way you said it, just the way you framed it, prop something up. That's not liking something. Propping something up is shilling. You're literally having to hold it up because it can't stand on its own 2 feet, right? You can be objective and like things. I think the problem is people want to like stuff, and deny the bad things about the product. Right?
Positive toxicity.
Yeah.
Not admitting them. Yes.
I like lots of things. I like Thunder Force. I know everyone's going to say it's a shitty movie. It's stupid. It's not funny. I find it funny. Me and Sidekick Max, we watched it. We laughed. And I know it's not for everybody. And I can admit that. I can say, here are all the problems with the movie. And here's why other people think it's bad. And I agree these things are a problem. But it's still a good movie to me because I still like it. I still had fun with it, right? I think that's the difference. When you just go out and say nothing but good things and you deny the reality that there are problems, there are issues with the product or the film or the medium or whatever it is you're talking about, that's when people have issues with you and they start calling you a shill.
That's like constructive criticism, yeah, Tony?
Right. Yeah.
Like, some people can't accept that. Like, see, I'm of the mind where, like, if you're presenting something that because eventually I'm going to have my channel going and Max is going to help me get that going eventually. And, like, things that I want to do are, like, these are the things I love. And that opens up to, I know it's not for everyone, but I appreciate everyone's opinions. I'm not going to go, no, you're not allowed to say you don't like that. You're not allowed to have a disparaging comment about it. I would rather leave the door open for people to have their opinions and at least both walk away still respecting each other, not be like, nah, stuff him because he doesn't like what I like. See, that's the sad part. So much of today on the internet is because someone doesn't like what you like, well, that friendship's over.
But I hate to say it, and you won't grow your channel on that. That's the sad thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You won't grow your channel on that. You need.
I know.
or you won't get the 1K. You won't monetize on that philosophy.
Maybe not, but at least I maybe not get to the big numbers, but in the same vein, I'll at least know that what I'm doing is something I'm passionate about.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that should come first and foremost, though.
Exactly.
I think, and again, my opinion. Hold on. Oops. I think that you could monetize on that idea, Anthony. You could 100%.
Yeah.
Part of the problem with a lot of people here, and I keep seeing this, like the algorithm's bad and the YouTube. You're not doing what it takes to promote your channel, your brand, your content. Right? You can't just put a video out. This is 2022. You can't just put a video out and then sit back and expect that people are going to find it. You have to
you got to do the work. You got to put it out there. You got to
go to Reddit, go to Discord.
You got to be interesting. There's a whole
beyond that, Gary. I mean, you have to get people in the door first, right? Getting people into the door is the key to YouTube right now, 2022. There's so many creators, so many things. Why is someone going to click on his video? So you either you have to have a really nice thumbnail, really catchy title, and it has to be
theme song from Tommy Amico. I'm jealous of that, by the way. That song's fire.
I love that song.
I'm very jealous.
Darius was hating on it the other day. Did you see that? He told Tommy his song sucked.
What on earth is that about? Tommy has been such a positive force on his.
He's jealous. Darius is jealous.
Oh man.
I wanted to debate Darius at one point. I'm so glad I did. But
it's all a massive conspiracy. Him and Canadian Gamer are just stirring the shit. They do every
well, that's why he didn't, and that's why he doesn't want to come on. We've welcomed him on to share his opinion. You notice that the guys that stir the shit the most, they don't want to. They don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to talk. They don't want to.
Because they got no debate. How many times have those two fallen out, and then they've come back and they've reformed their friendship and they've gone again. I mean, they're doing it with Tony now. I mean, Canadian Game has been after Tony for a couple of months, and then Canadian Gamers Now come back on side. In a couple of weeks' time, him, Turbo Joe, and Darius will all be friends again. They're just stirring
They'll
shit.
be super
That's what they're
friends.
doing. Yeah.
Well, see, this is why I've given John so much credit, because at least John kept it open and was able to talk with me and Tony and come on the show and speak, when we've given the opportunity for someone like Chuck or Rab to come on the show and at least debate or
present your point.
Present the point while having the criticism on the other side to be able to pick it apart, and they haven't been able to do it. So that's why I've always, a lot of people have given John shit over the last few months, but I give him credit because at least he was man enough to come on the show and stick to his guns when he did back then. And then
you don't know what he gave up. Honestly, he's a man of conviction, because he was on the list. I wasn't on the list to get one of these consoles.
Yeah,
he was on the list. He's got a good family environment. He's not using it, but he honestly spends time with his children. It would have been fun for him, and he is the one that set the template for all these events back then. That's the only thing that kept them alive for a little bit longer, was the Crayola event started all those videos. Even though
I mean when Pete left, he became kind of like the leader of the group. So,
but was Pete even really the leader?
I mean, maybe not, but he kind of organized the first showing of it. But
honestly, Amico forever became the better show, and I think.
But this is the whole point. It's people just trying to become the boss of whatever side. Okay, so again, if you go back to Retro Bro, I have been critical because he's gone away and he's come back and he's coming really hard. And I think the last time he came back, it was because DJC was saying, well, I'm the Amico News Authority, which was won over on Tony, because Tony was saying he was the one in Amico Authority. So there is jockeying.
I have a scenario that's going to make everyone laugh their asses off and really give an honest answer. You think what's going to happen? So if they actually get these 25 consoles released, they send them out, what is going to happen when they don't send Smash one? Why? How can they justify not sending Smash one?
Why would they send Smash one?
He's an investor. It's going to be obvious. It's going to be so obvious.
They've got $17 million worth of investment.
And he was a promoter for the console for years.
But he's
how can they justify not sending Smash?
I'm going to tell you right now, Max. It's real simple. He's not the only investor. He's not the only influencer, and he's attacked the company publicly.
But it would be so obvious that they're trying to avoid actual reviews if they don't send them one.
Well, it depends on who they send it to. You're assuming that they're going to send it to.
Which is why they don't send it to anybody who's got stake in the game.
Yeah, they're not. I don't see that happening. Yeah, I don't see them giving it to anybody like Chuck or Mike or any of these guys.
Oh, Chuck and Mike.
You're talking about 25 units. You're talking about 25 units. When we're talking about, I'm saying, I'll get a PlayStation 5 before then. Sony have a backlog of so many units to get out. They can't get it out quick enough. Mass produce. But we're talking about 25 units for the Amico.
These are being hand
25.
But here's the thing about the 25. From my understanding, and I could be wrong, I'm open to always being wrong.
You're definitely wrong, Tony. Darius said you were wrong.
Let's be clear. Can we separate the Tony who goes out and says these big things for laughs versus the real person, right? I'm always open to be wrong. Just show me that I'm wrong. Show me the evidence, right? But from my understanding, they're going to take some of the dev units and do what needs to be done to convert them into retail units.
Well, Tony, there's a picture on, I don't know where it was, whether it was on the Intellivision website, on Twitter, or on Facebook. There's actually a picture of them hand producing development machines.
That was just for that video that they made. That was smoking.
Yeah, the video. Yeah.
But do you think
only 8 boxes, Tony? Only 8 boxes.
Right.
What's that, Anthony? These units, I was just going to say that these units that they're going to send out, do you think that they've gone underground so they don't get seized?
No.
No?
Nothing would surprise me. If it was in this country by now,
they're in Nick's basement making them.
Somebody said early on about Slopes making because apparently there's a video in the making by DJ Slopes. Okay, and he did one on a system called the Spectrum Vega Plus, I think it was called, which it was about a 2-hour video, and it's great. I think I called it out early doors, and that's why I can't understand why he got involved with this whole thing. But he'll do it. He'll do a good job on it. I'm pretty sure he'll do a good job on it, and I think we'll find out a lot.
Max, if they said we can get you your Amico, but we're going to send you a box of parts, would you assemble it yourself?
Yeah.
Yes, I will take it, but I probably won't know how to assemble it.
But what I'm saying is, okay, but
Mad Max, if I told you I knew somebody who has a dev unit, and we could make an offer on it to get it, would you put in on that?
Yeah,
I think everybody in the community would chip in on it if we really had to.
Yeah.
You crowdfund it.
I want one.
We'd have to pass it around though.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, what? So you get it though? I don't understand.
Who ends up with it? We'd have to at the end of the day, we'd have to sell it off. But
have you seen that Simpsons episode where they all go in on the comic book?
Hey, Tony, I've got a question
what's
for
the
you.
goal? We send it around the review, break it down, and then
auction
someone
it off
gets
to
it.
the highest bidder.
I've got a question for Tony because Tony.
I want to keep it.
Hang on.
We just sell it off to Chuck.
As part of the marketing campaign, apparently they had a full-blown reproduction of the Moon Patrol buggy.
No,
that they were going to take around. Hang on. So, did that ever exist or not?
No, I just told you that was the idea. They had a plan that they were going to partnership with a car company to reproduce a Moon Patrol. They were going to take an existing car and fit it out to make it look like the Moon Patrol, but it never got past the idea phase.
It was the same good idea. It was the same good idea.
That's a lot of the announcement.
That's where all the money went.
Yeah, but that's almost as good as the promises that you'll get 60 to 80 original Intellivision games on the Amico, and you get a free game on your birthday every year. It's one of those. Well,
here's a promise that you might have missed, Rambling Man.
Oh, God.
Tommy promised to Victor Lucas that every single original Intellivision game would be available day one on the console.
I did.
That's a fear. That's a fear. That's why
I'm distancing myself. Before I watched it, and I don't know who put the video out with Atari Creep. I had no idea that he promised him that he could be, if they ever made the ET game, that he could be somewhat involved with either testing it. I had no idea that existed. I had no idea that was ever talked about.
Did this classic one that be something? Did he actually promise?
But it's
no,
amazing.
he promised. He promised that if it were to get made and the deal went through, that they could get the license for ET. That Atari Creep would be in on either testing it or having some say of ultimately the end of the product.
Because Tommy said he was good friends with the guy who made the original ET game, as well as the actor who played Elliot. Because you might not know, but he was in a commercial for Intellivision.
He was, yeah, I do. I remember that. Yeah.
So Tommy was good friends with these people, and that he was in talks to get the ET. Yeah, I know, to get the ET game, a new one made. I think the Steven Spielberg's people were the only holdup. They were holding it up.
Honestly, somebody needs to go back and just document every promise.
Because from my understanding, that was Atari Creep's favorite game or something growing up.
Right. Yeah.
So Tommy was like, "Yeah, and when we make the new one, it wasn't like if, it was like when we make the new one."
Be careful, Tony, because he's going to meet you at the gazebo. He's going to meet you at the gazebo.
The schmoozing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You get called out, Gary.
Gary. Shush, Gary. Shush. That has to become a meme.
We should probably end it soon because all these gents are busy today.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning, Brant.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Any closing thoughts on this? I'm gonna get aggravated when I see other people getting it and I can't play it, and I know I can't meet. I know I can't meet the requirements.
Don't you think this is what everyone? This is the selfishness that's going around.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I know I can't meet the requirements yet.
No. It's like, don't give them the money back. Let's produce a console. I don't want them to get their money back.
Yeah.
I want my console. I want the review unit. I want this. I want the Founders Edition to come out. It's like, come on.
No, I would never say I don't care about.
Not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking.
But who actually said that? When you were saying that earlier, who said that?
Creep and Mullis.
Creep and Mullis. Yeah.
I don't care if people get their money back. I want my console. They said that for word for word.
They didn't say it word for word, but they implied it.
Creep did.
I'd start making
on Mike's stream. He basically implied it. He didn't say it, but he implied it.
No, he said it.
Pull the video up. Max, pull the video up of Creep. It's there. I can't remember where it is.
Well, I don't want to start anything with Creep. Creep's a friend.
Is
he? He is. He says some crazy. He says stuff I don't agree with. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right, no, I won't go down that route. But you know, you
I'm everybody's friend.
Yeah, but Max, you had him on a stream when he was being really controversial. He was calling out Tony. He was basically threatening Tony.
And I disavowed that. I said
I know you did, and right, he was calling Gen X gamer, calling out his sexuality. He's got 6 grandkids, by the way. So I think you're barking up the wrong tree there, right? And you had him on a stream, and you gave him every opportunity to apologize or reverse what he'd said, and he wouldn't.
Well, that was before the.
How many times
it was in between? No, it was in between the Gen X thing. It was the Tony thing was already done. Yeah, but I didn't know about.
And how many times have you spoken to him after you gave him 2 hours of airtime on your channel?
I haven't really talked to him lately.
There you go. So he's not really a friend, then, is he?
Well, we talk to each other when we reach out. I haven't really. We're casuals.
Okay.
Casuals.
Casual.
You're acquaintances. You know.
The thing is, Max. Like, if the pro side and you could go back. Well, there's not much I can do about it, but I can.
This is the man who threatened me with illegal action.
Talk quieter.
You can lower the volume, can't you?
On my headset,
No, Max can lower your volume.
Oh yeah, you can.
Atari Creep was the guy who threatened a channel with less than 100 subscribers with legal action. By the way,
but I was going to say, Max, if you could go back and say, take all this back and give all the investors back like their money, like would you rather have a console? Would you rather have
so if there was only one choice, I either get a console or people get their money back, I would go with people get their money back. Even though I really want it, yes.
And I do believe that, yeah.
Well, here's a question, Max. If Intellivision is so...
Can I just say this always happens when Tony comes on? He's like, I got some questions for you. Okay,
well, it's not for a question for you, but
Max, I did warn you, didn't I? Yeah, I did warn you.
Fine, I don't care. Go ahead.
If Intellivision is so positive that this is a hit, they just got to get it out the door, right? Once they get it out the door, it'll be a success. Why do they not make an offer to everybody who has, a pre-order? So we owe you $100. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make you an offer in writing. I will get you $200 after we do Chapter 11. After it's a success, we will guarantee that we will pay you back plus interest on that money. Basically, now we're taking that $100 as a loan from you, small business loan from every one of you pre-order people. We will pay you back $150, $200, whatever it is, because we know it's going to be a success.
In more trouble. They're not even confident. They're not
exactly. Confident. That's the point. They know that they're not confident. It's not going to succeed. They have no plan for long-term success.
They're trying
to avoid legal problems. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. But I don't know any company that would do that type of thing with their.
Well, remember, this is a company that disrupts the industry. They're doing things that no other company has done. Isn't that what Tommy said? We do things different here. We do it for the customer, for the consumer. We do things that no one else does.
Leave Hans alone. That's what Dorkside said.
Yeah, apparently Hans was upset that they showed the screenshot of him admitting to the Chapter 11.
Why does he talk to people? I don't understand. If he's in the position he's in, why does he answer questions? If I was no longer, I would just keep quiet.
What I didn't like was that I don't know if it was on Mike's stream or if it was on the Amico Forever stream, but they gave him a, they said that they cornered him into giving that answer. So I don't really buy that.
They said they
tricked him. How do you trick somebody for?
This is how. This
You're
is
not
what they
paying
claim.
attention. That's on you. That wasn't like.
No. This is what they claim, Max. Because I don't know if you heard it, but they claim that because the first person asked, the first person was like, "Hey, I heard you're going into bankruptcy," so Hans assumed that it went through already. So that's why he said Chapter 11.
Yeah,
blah,
that's
blah,
on Hans' fault.
But Hans should have said, "I didn't hear nothing about a bankruptcy. I didn't know that."
Or just not even answered that part.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I have no information to give you. I didn't hear that.
No, he answered because he knew that's what they were planning to do. So he must have assumed that it went through and was like, "Oh yeah, Chapter 11. Don't worry about it. It's good news, guys." Wow, silence.
Again, I apologize if I was too loud for anyone. If I blew anybody's eardrums out.
That just got quiet. Like all of a sudden, like I stopped talking.
Oh no, I was talking to my wife. I was muting. Okay.
Max, would you like an exclusive?
Uh-oh.
Would you like some breaking news?
We all
want breaking news.
Yeah. Breaking news. Oh no! Someone sent them to you. Wow. How'd you get those, Ramblin'?
Well, that's not the point, is it?
Did you pay for them?
But I'm a hater, apparently.
Oh wow!
I have a whole set. I actually have. 9.
I know you do.
I have 9 because I have
really
the 8 that I bought and the one
that is breaking news. Nobody apart from one other person knows that I've got them.
I've gone back and forth. I really kind of want a couple of those.
Talk to me, Gary. I want to get rid of them now.
Make them an offer.
Make me an offer. Yeah.
I can still get them on the website, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I the one thing I have to be critical of, I heard.
That's gonna get me lots of hate.
No, I heard my pal Talarico asking if the boxed editions, if they release the games on other platforms, if they could be redeemed. And I'm sorry, man. You really thought Intellivision was going to do that?
Well, here's the thing, Ramblin'. You got those secondhand, right? You didn't buy them directly from.
No, I didn't get them directly.
Okay, well there you go. No hate.
I bought them on eBay for significantly less than they cost. There you go.
I think there was a misunderstanding with that, Max.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people were saying that if they release it on other consoles, does that mean that it's not coming to the Amico? Therefore, the box editions are not going to be good. Like, I think that was the real question, and people were conflating with like people thought that they could like tap their Switch with their box edition.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You see Brian's comment, Max?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, he wants to know if it's coming out or not. It says,
guys, I'm going to have to shoot, but it's been great. I'll speak to you anon.
Yeah, Ramblin'. Take care.
Later.
Actually, Brian, if they could get through the Chapter 11, bye, Ramblin'.
Bye, Rambles.
There is actually, according to Tony's sources.
You've seen the email, Max. Don't act like it.
No. I'm just saying, according to sources.
You could show it if you want to show it.
Well, bring it up. If it goes through, they might have a way to produce some. But there's no longevity that I could see. I'd be listen, if they actually produce it and get the original batch of games out, how long is it going to be before the next thing is going to be talking about the games that they announce? I mean,
they have a lot of hurdles ahead of them. First, they got to get through Sidesh, and they got to clear up that the debt that they owe him. And then even if they do get through Chapter 11 and they get that the okay that they can go through bankruptcy, I mean, they're going to have to get these, I guess they could get the test units out before then. But after they clear bankruptcy, they're going to have more money to at least manufacture. So, I mean, they have a lot of hurdles. That's the biggest point. They have probably 5 or 6 huge hurdles that they have to get over. So before you could even think of seeing it.
So I can give some context. I asked my source because the source that told me about the Chapter 11, obviously it hadn't been announced yet. So I said, hey, what's going on? Thought Chapter 11 was imminent. And this is their response. It says, apparently it's in process, but one of the funders who did a predatory loan, obviously he's talking about Sidesh, with them is using legal means to stop it. Unfortunately, I didn't get any details outside of that. From what I was told, they do have some more reasonable go-forward funding to produce at least some units, but only if historic debts and loans are cleared. End of the message.
That makes sense. The only path forward
you're not
is
going
to
to
get rid of that debt.
I mean, you wouldn't expect an investor to invest money to know that it's just going to get pissed down the drain, right? So,
well, we're no experts here on Chapter 11, but do you think there's a good chance that the courts will grant it based on all this? I don't know.
I mean, there are probably a lot of things that we don't even know.
11?
Chapter 11 is pretty hard.
It is.
You have to prove that that liquidation would hurt enough people, right? The idea that they got rid of all their employees is actually a detriment, because in Chapter 11 you could be like, look, I got 60 employees. You put me out of business, all these people lose their job. Now they only got 20 employees, so now it's only 20 people that are going to be out of a job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is basically what the auto industry did, right? A few years back.
So obviously games is a very highly competitive market. So it's not like they haven't established themselves in the market either, right? So it's not like they'd be like, hey, we've been pumping out games for 5 years. You just got to help us get through the hump, right? There's no hump. They haven't done nothing. The only thing they got going for them is for them to be able to say, look, if you clear these debts, we have these people that are going to put money into the company so that we can start producing a console, creating jobs, creating all this economic growth, right? But you got to give us the Chapter 11. If we don't get the Chapter 11, all this economic growth doesn't happen, right? That's the angle they have to take. Whether or not the judge is going to go for it, I don't know. We are in a.
These are all public records when there's bankruptcy, so you'll be able to find out right away if they try to file.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
You've been checking?
Yeah, I've been checking on Pacer.
Okay. Yeah, I can't. Let us know, please.
Like I said, it will be a situation where they really have to convince the judge to say, this is the better path for everybody versus no, just liquidate. You guys fucked yourselves too far into the hole, and you're not helping anybody by being in existence.
Well, I hate to cut this short, but I have a commitment I have to take. I have to go with my wife, so I will probably wrap this up next 5 minutes. If you want to pimp out your social media stuff, Anthony, we're working on. He's got to get. He just made the moves. He's gonna get his channel ready.
Made the move, so it's happening.
Tony, the official Amico source for information. Go ahead, pimp your channel, Tony. For 20. Never mind. Everyone here knows who you are.
Yeah, get away. Come tonight. We're gonna be doing the Gabbing with Geeks, and then on the after show, open panel. Come hang out. $25 gift card. We're having a game, so you can win $25 tonight on the after show.
Ooh!
Next week.
That's news. I'm just hearing about that.
Next week, big 1 year anniversary show. So be ready for that.
Just put your links in the comments if you can, Tony.
I'll have to do it because he's not a mod here.
Yeah, okay. Max doesn't make me a mod. He doesn't like me.
Well, we've had our, we're good, I guess. We're pretty good.
I'm not a bad guy.
I haven't unsubscribed.
I grow on people like tumors. Don't worry.
You've been very informative, so thank you.
No problem. If you listen to anybody on the pro side, they'll tell you that everything I said is garbage, and don't listen.
Of course.
Here is Tony's channel. And Gary, do you have your own channel, or you're just a collaborator with Tony?
Yeah, I've mainly just stuck to being Tony's puppet. He shoves his hand up my ass, and I say whatever he wants me to say. That's pretty much it. No, I kid. I was going to get into doing some videos and stuff like that, but I've been kind of hard at work doing something that I might talk about. Ray's having me over, I guess, next week on her channel, talk about some stuff. So I might release a little bit of info if I can on her channel. But I've been working on a game for Playdate, and hopefully I'll have more to talk about on her channel, and then maybe next week for the Geek Getaway. But as for videos and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff I want to get to. I just don't have everything ready and set up to do all that stuff right now. But so stuck to just helping Tony pass the word of fact around.
Oh, you're really making a Playdate game?
He just said that, Max. Weren't you listening?
Yeah, we're trying hard to. I'm working with another guy. He's going to be doing the programming. I pretty much got art assets and all that animation good stuff buttoned up. It's going to be just really relying on this other guy to hopefully pound out some good code and hopefully I can take all the other aspects. Because
what if the Amico comes out? Are you going to be an Amico developer? They could use the.
Oh man, I couldn't do that. They're highly curated. What's nice about the Playdate is that you can develop for that. There's no strings attached, and you can release on itch.io. So that's probably where our avenue is going to be, is releasing on there. Panic did release a post on Reddit that said that you could submit your games for season 2 or possibly for their storefront. So we might take that avenue in the future, but I think our first game, if we do get this out, this is probably going to go to itch.io. So I'll have more to talk about, and when I do, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I got to get out of here. I appreciate everyone being on the show. This became the Amico International. Amico International. Or
watching
the Amico Chapter 11 show. Yeah. See you later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.